Yeah, I just see a few things the other day that made me think to myself, yeah, the man, they really need to get their heads screwed on and get themselves a career instead of just working a job. There is a big difference between getting yourself a career and just working a job. Now, I'm not going to get into the technical definition of a career or a job. And let's forget about salary. Forget about wages for a minute. A career is something that you have to go to college and or university to study for, to become an electrician, plumber, gas engineer, accountant, lawyer or doctor. They require college and or university for them things there. A job, there ain't no studying to become a Virgin Media engineer or a BT engineer or auto glass fitter. Yeah, you might have to do some little 6 months on the job training and that, but there's no sacrifice involved. There's not much time spent on studying. The major difference between a career and a job is that most people that have careers and that they're more focused, they have a plan. A man that just works jobs, he don't have no fucking plan. How many men that you know that work security or drive a lorry really have some big plans in this? Well, I don't know one person. And when I say plans, I don't mean talking it. I mean actually putting pen to paper, or you know, if they ain't got no plans that they can show you, they're showing you what they're doing with themselves. I don't know one person that has just a job that's really doing well for themselves. It's not about the money. There are jobs that pay more than careers. It's all about the focus. The only time I would advise a man, just get a job if you seriously have a plan. So let's say, for example, you plan to retire at the age of 40 and you know, okay, all I need to do is buy 10 properties and I can retire in it. Yeah, go and find the highest paid job that you can find, doing whatever it is, work night shift and that. Bring home your 60, 70, 80 grand a year and that. And then yeah, invest in property and that. Yeah, I'll say get a job because you have a plan. If not, if you don't have no plan, get yourself a rascal up career. Because you're just going to be bouncing around, wasting time and basically doing fuck all with your life. And what inspired me to make this video, a couple of things. About 6 months ago, one youth got out of jail and he must have hit me up in the DMs on Instagram. And he said, yeah, man, I like your take. Obviously, I was watching you in Feltham and that. And yeah, I'm thinking, like, you've inspired me to jump on the electrical thing. I had to respond saying to him, blood, the electrical thing is nothing to just jump on. See, this is what I'm saying. Man, I'm going into it thinking it's just a job. Yeah, I'll just try this out. No, there's nothing to try out, blood. If you make the conscious decision to become an electrician, you need to stick to it, blood. Don't get it twisted. When I was studying electrical, when I was a teenager, and I dropped out as well, but you know what, I got back to it. When I was an apprentice, I felt like dropping out, but I didn't. Being an electrician or getting yourself some sort of career like an accountant and that, blood, is something that you have to focus on. It's something that you don't just jump on, blood. All the people, I'll tell you right now, yeah, all the people that just work jobs, security guards, lorry drivers, auto glass, BT, Virgin and that, all of those people are the people who didn't stick to any career path or find no career path. They're not focused, blood. One youth lives at the back of my yard and I know exactly what path he's going down unless he changes his way of thinking. So one youth that lives at the back of my yard, he's about 18 or 19 now, but over the last year or so, I used to see him get picked up in the morning by some roofing guy. Some guy has a roofing company or works alongside a roofing company. So I just assumed that he was an apprentice. So in the morning, at about 7 o'clock, he used to get picked up. And I think 1 or 2 times the guys pulled up, either playing loud music or he beeped his horn. And I thought to myself, you know, if this continues, I'm going to go out there in a couple. Don't fucking beep your horn at 7 in the morning. You guys, man, I've had to box a man in his face for that foolishness before, innit? So I used to notice this you'd get picked up and that. And I thought, okay, cool, he's a roofing apprentice, he's going to become a qualified roof engineer, whatever they call themselves and that. And then what, a year later, I'm seeing him work for BT now. Or like, it's MJ Quinn, Openreach, whatever, innit? Yeah? It's all the same fucking thing. I think to myself, this youth has not found his path. This youth is not focused. 1 minute he's a roofing apprentice, now he's working for BT. What's next? Sky. Then after what? Working security. Then what? driving a fucking lorry. He's just going to keep bouncing around, working these bullshit jobs and that. Blood, a youth like that needs to find himself a career. He needs to get focused. When you get yourself a career, you can only go up so long as you're ambitious enough. If you get yourself a job, you're going to stay on the same level and bounce around. You need to get yourself a career so that you think to yourself, right, I'm an electrician now, then I'm going to become an electrical tester. If not, well, after you become electrical tester, become an electronic engineer or become electrical manager and that, and then go up the path that way. I've met plenty of people who are, let's say, project managers and that. And they man are on £500 a day. And now, well, they're on £500 a day, but they started off as electricians. They worked their way up the ladder. That's what you're supposed to do. Not everyone's going to be a businessman, I get it. But blood, if you just think to yourself, right, I'm always going to be an employee for the rest of my life and I'm content with that as long as I earn a decent wage and that. You need to have yourself a career, blood. You can't just be working jobs. You can't. I know a man, 30 years old. He still hasn't found what he wants to do. A man's worked for Auto Glass, worked for this company, that company. A man works a job at the moment, but on the side, he's doing tradesman work, doing gas engineering work and that. A man's lost. I know a man's lost. I messaged a man the other day asking him, like, because the man's been doing this for a year. Yeah? A man's been doing this for a year. Like, helping a man out do gas engineering work and that. And I asked the man the other day, yo, when have you managed to find yourself a college to study the gas engineering thing? And he's like, yeah, I'm gonna start in September or October and that. I know when September or October comes, he's not gonna find himself no gas engineering course to do. Because a man's on a jolt thing, blood. I can see it. Some people will watch my videos and think to themselves, like, how did you know all this stuff? Blood, I just sit, watch and analyze people. And I know where you're headed, blood. I don't need to see the future. I'm telling you, when you study human behavior, you can almost predict the future. You almost become psychic to some degree. Yeah, I can see people. I can tell what you're about just by looking at you. What you do for a job, I can tell how focused you are. If I find out a man's a doctor, I know this guy is a very patient person. This person knows how to make sacrifice and that. If I know a man worked for BT or was a lorry driver, and I know he has no patience, because at some point you could have studied and you didn't bother. You're lazy, blood. In this world, it's not all about making money, blood. Yeah, man, there's a lot of guys out here, man. They're just on a joke team, blood. How the hell are you working for this company, that company, this company, that company, blood? My last decade of my life, I've just been an electrician, blood. And I've got 3 properties to show for it. Other man been bouncing around and that, working this job, working that job, working this job. They ain't got no properties. And if they have got a property, it's because they're in partnership with their gal. So ultimately, you have no property, blood. Because if your girl kicks you out or she decides to go a separate way and that, how are you going to afford to buy a property that's of the same value, blood? Yeah, this is London, you know. This ain't Northampton where the tickets is cheap out here. This is London. House prices and flats are not expensive, blood. Even in Edmonton, blood. 300 grand, 1 bed flat. If you don't believe me, go and check on Zupa, blood. It's like that. But man, them just need to get themselves careers instead of just working these jobs, man. Because you need to be focused. If you have no focus, but you're not going to get nowhere, blood. It's as simple as that. I guarantee you that you there that's working for this BT, whatever nonsense and that, in about a year's time, that van is no longer going to be out there and he's going to have another job, blood. You can't just be bouncing around working jobs. It's the same thing with the man them in college. I know, man, in college. First of all, they was doing sports science. Then they're doing flipping carpentry. Then they're going to try bricklaying, blood. Find one thing and fucking stick to it, blood. This man I know right now, 30 years old, no career. They're not even working jobs like that. They're just, you get me, doing whatever they're doing and that. Do you know why? Because certain man, they'll go to college and they'll start off like their man there who's do this course, do that course, do this course, do that course, and think, you know, fuck it. I'm just going to wing it for the next couple of years and that something will come up. Life will work itself out. Blood, life don't work itself out, you know. Stuff don't really come up like that, you know. Next thing you know, before you blink, blood, you're 30 years old, blood. No career, maybe working some shit job and that. Everyone you know working some shit job, blood. Like I said, they're not focused, blood. No focus. No focus. The only time you should be working a job is when you seriously have a plan. Okay, I'm gonna work this job, save my money, invest it in this business or whatever. Or invest it in property. And I'd rather hear a man invest in property in that than a business. Because business can go down. Business can go south easily. Property, it's a win-win. It's just a slow game. Property is a very slow game. From time you know what I'm saying, like, you could probably, from time it takes 5, or let's say between 3 and 6 months to purchase a property, that's quite slow. It takes you 3 to 6 months to, I'm talking, when I say purchase a property, I don't mean to save the peas, you know. I mean to complete the process. It take you between 12 and 24 months, 12 and 24 weeks to complete on a property. That's quite slow. But slow money is better than no money, and slow money to some degree is better than fast money and that, because you respect it more. You appreciate the value of slow money than fast money. That's why you can't listen to these guys who are rappers and fucking, and obviously drug dealers and that. You can't listen to no rappers that talk about property and that. Because them man, they get money fast. And a lot of these guys that are rappers that have properties and that, I'm telling you, these men are shot in on the side, blood. They're just using their rap thing as a way to wash up their money, blood. I heard some idiot online before. Yeah, bro, talking about, be careful when you invest in property and that, because if you don't get the right trades people, they can rip you off and that, or they won't do the job properly and that. I'm thinking, fam, the reason why you've been ripped off and that is, bruv, you're trying to do property development with no idea what you're fucking doing, blood. You're not even a trades person. I'm not saying for man for not trying new things and that, but blood, when you go into it as a drug dealer trying to, these guys will be shotting and trying to wash up their money in the property game, blood, and then wonder why they're getting ripped off. These men can't even be bothered to renovate their own room, but they're gonna go and try and renovate properties and wonder why they're getting ripped off, blood. You're getting ripped off because you don't know what the fuck you're doing, blood. You're trying to jump on a legit thing, blood. You need to become legit before you jump on a legit thing, blood. I don't want to hear no fucking trappers or fraud man trying to jump on the property thing and then get ripped off, blood. What do you think you're getting ripped off for? You've been ripping off people your whole life, blood. You deserve to get ripped off, fam. So, yeah, I remember I was watching one thing with one guy talking about, he must have paid a guy 5 grand to do a rewire. He didn't do the rewire properly. Got someone in to redo it. And remember, when a house is rewired and the house is all ready to go and someone doesn't do it properly because things are not working or whatever, well, blood, you have to drill out all the walls and reinstall the cables and that. So now you have to get someone to plaster the walls and repaint the walls and that. You might have to get someone to rip out the kitchen and redo it because all the cables and that are behind the tiles. That's our next tradesman. They have to get in to come and do the work, the patch up work and that. But anyway, man, the man in the out here just need to get themselves careers and be more focused and be serious about this thing. Like I said, you must have hit me up saying, oh yeah, man, I'm just going to jump on an electrical thing. No, being an electrician is not something you just jump on. You need to be focused when it comes to this thing. But that's it for today, man. Stay wise. Done, man.